Hello and good evening, beautiful people, beautiful souls, and welcome to Magic Mondays. This week we are going to talk about the full moon coming up. We are going to talk about the archetype of the Pisces and in the way that I see it. And we are going to explore some questions together and then maybe pull some cards at the end. Okay. So let's take a moment to settle in, feel ourselves here and now, bring all of our energy here and now. Usually breath is the fastest at hand tool that we have to bring ourselves here and now, to bring all of our attention, all of our energy here and now. So we can together inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth several times. We can gain awareness of our body. If there is any tension, we release it with the power of the exhalation. We try to empty all the air from the lungs, from the lower belly. And let's see what we have for this week. It's a highly intense week, as full moon is always bringing to the surface things from our subconscious. It is a disposition. Full moon means that she's completely opposite the sun. We see her in all her beauty, in all her luminosity. And as the moon is connected with our subconscious mind, with the past, with our childhood, or even past lives experiences, it is connected with our inner child self, and it is connected with our emotions. These are like the main basic areas that the moon is covering. And when she is full, she has the potential to bring into our attention, to bring light onto one of these areas, or usually these areas are all interconnected because our subconscious mind, it is pretty much formed when we are children. We come with the conscious mind and with the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is accumulating everything since we are kids. So subconscious mind is a pathway into our past. It's a pathway into our childhood. It is a pathway into our inner child self. It is a highway also into the more subtle world of impressions from past lives or from different dimensions of the human existence. And of course, it is during our childhood that we form our emotional body. And of course, it's all associated with the moon. All together, it comes on one in the basket. And this full moon is going to form herself full into Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It is associated with the ocean. So it's even more another connection for me into the subconscious mind. If we look at the ocean as our subconscious mind and the waves of the ocean as our conscious mind, what we are able to see as the manifestation of the ocean. Otherwise, the ocean will be this very big lake, but it has waves, and that we can see and literally feel. And Pisces, being the last sign of the zodiac, comes with many things, but I want to address two. We have to look at the zodiac as a path, and we are all born in Aries. Doesn't matter what sun sign we are. The initial part of our life, it's associated with the sun of Aries. And as we move along in life, we go through all this astrological path, and Pisces is the last one. So Pisces is all about endings. And of course, with endings come new beginning. comes new beginning. They are never separate. With Pisces comes a lot of wisdom, all the wisdom that all the signs have accumulated on the way, that we have accumulated on the way through all signs. It's all being put together in the same cauldron in Pisces. Pisces, it's also the sign where we idealize a lot. We bring to union all this wisdom, and we are capable of imagining a better world, a better future, a better next step. As it's a sign that is ending, a lot of signs that are ending are planting the seed for the new. And also associated with Pisces is the spirit of sacrifice. And here, when I talk about sacrifice, I don't talk it from the perspective of a religion or suffering perspective. I talk about sacrifice from the ego perspective. It is a way for us to look into what are we willing to sacrifice from our ego, so we are able to bring another chapter of our life to an end and plant the seed of a new future. What do we need to let go of in order for the next step to take us to the next level of the spiral of our own personal and spiritual growth? And here, of course, we can think about, do I need to sacrifice my status, or do I need to sacrifice my friends, or do I need to sacrifice projects, or do I need to sacrifice the place that I live, or do I need to sacrifice a relationship? Maybe these are the external manifestations of what we actually need to sacrifice inside. Maybe, what do I mean by that? For example, sacrificing the status. In the exterior world, we have a status, right? How many people do we know? How many people know us? What is our circle of power and of influence and capacity of connecting tribes and connecting with other people? And that can bring us a status. We can think of sacrificing the status as giving up all this external connection and capacity to be seen and form and see other people, or form connection with other people. But maybe what is behind this sacrifice of the status, it is my own attachment to becoming popular, for example. And we know, when we talk about ego and we talk about evolution of the soul, that every time that we get attached to something, even if it's an idea, a dream, a material thing, a person, usually life comes and is somehow testing that attachment, inviting us to sacrifice the inner energy that is keeping us attached. That doesn't mean that we need to end the relationship, leave the place, or it means that it's possible to do so. It's more about, how can I let go and sacrifice this part of my ego that wants to protect me and keep me alive, but what it learned in the past. So this is what ego does. It's learning to protect us and then keeps all those protection as attachments. I hope I'm making sense here. And if you have any comments, then you can talk to me about what it means for you, this spirit of sacrifice, and how we can take it from the context of religious or suffering. So yeah, this is what this full moon it's bringing. The full moon is happening for the European timing. It's Wednesday, early morning. It's going to be around 6 a.m. GMT time. So depending where you are, you can search on internet and see the exact timing. Right now we are still in the energy of Aquarius. So if you are finding yourselves maybe with innovative ideas or in need to be with groups of people or think about groups of people. We are still in that energy, but starting from tonight, tomorrow early morning, we enter into the energy of the Pisces. So it's good days for us to reflect on what are we willing to sacrifice, what are we willing to let go of, what are we willing to bring to light, no matter how much. Maybe the sacrifice that we need to do is sacrificing the pain that we kept for so long, and that sacrifice means ending that pain. If you can do some journaling, awesome. If you have things, physical things that you want to let go, awesome. If you have a space where you can express your emotions, that's awesome. Any dancing classes, women's circle, yoga practices can be a good space for you to allow yourself to feel yourself from the inside and ask these questions. What am I willing to sacrifice? What am I willing to let go of? What is it that is dying inside of me? And this death, again, it's this death of like, which part of myself do can I allow to die in order for me to get reborn, in order for the new to come, in order for the new seeds to be planted. And it can be a very scary process because we have no control whatsoever into what's coming, into this seed that is planted, that is going to grow, not going to grow, is going to grow into what. Last week I've been very present with the metaphor of the butterfly. Imagine that a caterpillar, it's building her cocoon around herself, and then she takes a while being in the cocoon, and then it comes out the butterfly. But this process of her closing herself in the cocoon until she gets out as a butterfly, it's a process in which she dies as a caterpillar. She becomes a mucus. She becomes a substance with no form and no shape, with no sense at all. And there is a wisdom there that from this nonsense chaotic substance, something very beautiful emerges. And all this process also of the butterfly getting outside of the cocoon must be respected, because every step is important. The pushing, the pulling, the strength, it helps the butterfly to build the necessary muscles and flexibility in order then to be able to spread the wings and fly. And then it's a critical period, that period of being in the cocoon. For me, it's like completely surrendering to the unknown, trusting the darkness, trusting the mucus, trusting the shapeless and formless, in order for something new to be born, and having no control whatsoever over the process and on what's the final outcome. We don't know if that butterfly is going to be a green, a blue, a red one. We just know, we trust that it's going to emerge, and then we can apply this wisdom a little bit to ourselves, holding ourselves as a fragile cocoon while we go through these transitions that we are all going through globally and community-wise and also individually. This is what I have for today around the Pisces moon. After the moon is going to be done with her journey and her super mega illumination in Pisces, she's going to go into Aries. Aries is going to bring us more into the part of action, and what was brought to light in this Pisces illumination has the power to start sprouting as a seed. But then as the moon starts to wane, I think for me the energies that we are going to receive is going to give us the power to cleanse whatever emerge at the full moon. So we have an Aries waning moon, after starting with Thursday and Friday. During the weekend, we go into a Taurus moon. Taurus moon always comes with unexpected. We have Uranus there in Taurus, so hopefully it's unexpectedly, surprisingly delicious, sensuous weekend, because the moon in Taurus is bringing us back to the sensorial, to pleasure, to taking care of ourselves. And as we are with the sun in Virgo right now, Virgo, it's very good for identifying new structures and new diets and new plans for making ourselves more healthy. Uh, so also, if this full moon brings to the surface health issues, that's something to look at and take care of and nurture yourself, because it's the body wisdom telling you to release something, to let go of something, to cleanse something, even if it's from the body perspective. But of course they are all connected: emotions, mind, and spirit. And then by the time that we meet next time, the moon is going to be in Gemini, and we are going to take it from there, trying to see what is going to be the energy of releasing and harvesting for next week. So enough of talking for today. Let's go a little bit into drawing the cards. And I'm going to draw two cards, as I was talking about two main things of Pisces: the sacrifice, and the other. Did I talk about the other thing of Pisces, or I talked just about the sacrifice? The other stuff being the capacity to idealize, to bring in perfect union and dream of a new world. That's what Pisces do very well. They can fantasize, they can dream, they can idealize what is the perfect version of ourselves or the perfect version of the world. So I'm going to draw a card, one asking about the help that we need for the sacrifices that we are all invited to make, and the message that we need for the new visions of our life, for the new dreams, for the new hopes. That is also Pisces helping us with it. So I'm going to draw from behind, from our sacrifices, and I'm going to draw from the top for our dreams, for our visions. So the card for us to sacrifice, for letting go, it's Yeshe Tzogial. She has, you can see here, the skull. She's the lady of the lotus born. And she says that embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. But then if I remember correctly, in her story, and I'm going to take a moment to look at her story here, because in her story, there is a lot about cutting and letting go of. So she was born a princess in Tibet in the year of 777. And according to legends, she was born in the same way as the Buddha. A mantra resounded and her mother gave birth to Yeshe painlessly. Her name means wisdom lake queen because at the moment of her birth, a nearby lake doubled in size, symbolizing her tremendous wisdom, her waters of enlightenment. We are talking about the waters of the Pisces, and here she is. Okay, so from a young age, Yeshe wanted to practice the Dharma instead of getting married, but the emperor of Tibet gave her to Padmasambhava, who had traveled to Tibet from India to spread the Buddha's teachings. He became her main consort and husband, and together they each founded their own lineages of Buddhist teachings. She spent many years isolated in meditation and accomplished several cycles of tantric spiritual practices. She received esoteric initiations and became known as a fully enlightened Buddha in the form of an ordinary woman. Okay, she's also considered to be an incarnation of Vajra Yogini, and her husband predicted that she would reincarnate as the legendary Tibetan Buddhist tantric teacher and Yogini Maching Labdron. All of these names are also part of this deck. Okay. So in the explanation of the card, it said that Yeshe embodied one of the most potent spiritual truths. The female body is an asset to enlightenment, not a hindrance. The body is a vehicle to free us from the idea that there are any limitations to reality. We are both human and divine. We are both a mortal body and an eternal essence that continues on. So this is the moment to see your gorgeous body as a tremendous gift as it is. It's the moment to realize that there is no greater intoxication than just being fully in your body from head to soul. Yeshe is the call to remember the holiness of your flesh, the deep wisdom your body contains, and the temple you walk around in every day. The soul voice meditation, so the question that we have at the end of the explanation is, what helps me remember that my body is sacred? So it is an invitation to come back and come fully into our body from this very beautiful tantric Buddha woman. And for the part of what is it that we envision, what is it that we are hoping for, I pulled the green Tara card. She is also the Buddha of enlightened action. So we have here the energy of the Buddha very present. And she is telling us that my soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. So I think it's a beautiful energy for us to trust what is coming, what is new, what is beyond the known, trusting the action that comes from the heart, not the one that we try to plan or strategize. Okay, so connecting with the Buddha energy in her female forms, remembering that female body is also made for enlightenment, and our heart can, and our soul, it's informing our next and every step. Thank you so much for listening, for watching, for being here. I wish you many, many blessings for the week ahead. May this full moon bring to light whatever it is that you need to see. May you have the courage to accept it. May you have the courage to allow yourself to be guided by your soul. Have a great week and see you next Monday.